Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the GTAS podcast. This is episode 2 being recorded on December 3rd, 2017. I'm Bob Rusin, and I'm joined as always by the always dilapidated Adam Miller. Adam, we finally did 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're on a roll. We've done 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
And we finally have made it into December.
Yeah.
And what have you been up to since the last time we spoke? Last time we did the podcast? Nothing?
Working.
Yeah, same here. I had a hell week. It was pretty rough this week.
Yeah, I got caught up in a little bit of news with, Battlefront and everything.
Yeah, I know. I thought about maybe not including this because we just did it. Like, this week.
There's new developments, so it's worth covering.
Yeah, I just don't want the podcast to be becoming the Battlefront hatred podcast. We got... we're the guys talking all shit. We gotta diversify it. But, okay. Let's get on there. It's been a pretty interesting week, though. In both,
a lot of stuff.
Both games and some movie news. So, you want to take a little bit on Battlefront, or you want me to
let's
kind of go over some basics?
Should we start with how they lost $3.1 billion
in market share?
In market share. Yeah, their stock plummeted $3.1 billion in value.
Yeah, the EA stock is down 8.5% since last time. And I looked this up yesterday, so I don't think anything could have drastically changed. That and it's just been an utter disaster for this game. Kind of their own fault.
Yeah, no,
it's definitely did it to themselves.
Yeah.
I mean,
corporate greed fucks a lot of things up.
Yeah. I mean, EA has done, like, they brought their market share from garbage up, but this Battlefront thing has just really hurt them.
Yeah.
I think the current prediction is that the Battlefront 2 is 61% down compared to Battlefront 2015.
Like the player base, or how many people have purchased the game?
Purchased it. I mean,
that's bad news anyways.
That's bad. 61? That's 61%, insane.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, the whole game's a fucking mess. I mean, I was even seeing reports, since I don't actually own the game, but people who have played, that there are spelling errors on the main menu of the game, that star cards and weapons have wrong names, and it will say something like, have a deal. Like, that, this is this weapon deal a lot of damage. They forgot the S on a couple of them. But yeah, there's apparently a bunch of spelling errors in the main game, and that's...
We should probably also talk about why they said that they implemented the loot box shit anyways to begin with.
Okay.
They claimed that it was to keep up with the Star Wars canon. But somebody looked into the game's code and found out that at one point there was planned for cosmetic DLC customization.
They say that that's possible. Like, yeah, they're saying that they might roll that out.
Yeah.
And which is weird because they had some of those features in the first game.
Yeah, they did.
And they completely just blew them away on this one. Not in a good way.
The whole we're trying to keep with the Star Wars canon argument is...
I think that's complete bullshit because I see gameplay of Yoda fighting Kylo Ren in the multiplayer. So, I mean...
Yeah, it's exactly...
Does that make any sense with continuity? Like, you can't...
No.
I understand maybe you got strict regulations from Disney, and Disney's all about making sure their canon's all good right now. But, I mean, come on. You can't make, like, your trooper, like, have some red stripes or something simple. Like, that's what you could do. I know that there's not a lot you can. Like, you can't create weapons.
Yeah, obviously.
Which I understand that's kind of the downside for them. But that's DICE doing what they're told, and EA implementing these regulations on them. So I understand that. But yeah, like, you have so many races of aliens. And there's other canon. Like, you can't even change up, like, some of the rebels' clothes. Like, it's not like the rebels have, like, these...
they don't have a
uniform.
Consistent uniform.
Not really.
Really, the pilots do, and that's it.
Yeah. And even that, like, based on what you're flying and... I understand with the Empire, like, how much can you do with stormtroopers that stay in canon? Because you gotta understand that the canon didn't become kind of synchronized with Star Wars until maybe around when they announced Force Awakens and had the Clone Wars animated TV show, that CGI one.
Yeah.
Then they were like, that's canon because that's still running. And then everything after that comes out after Force Awakens
is considered canon now.
Yes. Yeah. Books, comic books, and and I guess they were originally saying no video games, but EA either was, I guess DICE either presented them with a story that they liked, or they were probably said, hey, you can make a story mode, but it's got to be in this context.
Let's also not forget that EA recently killed the Star Wars, what was it, 313 or whatever the hell that was?
The linear base.
Yeah, the single
the one that was being
game.
done by Visceral.
Yeah. When they killed Visceral, they also killed that project as well. So, to me, it doesn't sound like they're really that concerned with canon, and that's a bullshit excuse.
That's if EA... because EA is planning to still release that game, but in a different format.
Yeah, well, that's what I've heard, that they're planning to completely rework the game into a Destiny clone, basically.
Yeah, and can
we not? Yeah.
Yeah, can we not do that? Don't say it's just to that the. I know games are costing more and more to make now, but look at a game like that Hellblade that came out not too long ago. That game looks better than most AAA titles, and it's a budget title that was made for substantially less. I think they said they only had to sell 350,000 copies to
make the money back.
And
that's what I've heard. That game is pretty phenomenal as well.
Yeah, I heard that narratively it's insane. It's just this EA is just. And then they said that they're not abandoning the microtransactions, but that they're going to look at it from a different perspective. Now, whether that means they're going to do the customizable... they can't do this again.
Well, they say that, but...
Well, yeah.
We'll get into that later.
What do you mean?
UFC, the new UFC game...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
...implements even worse RNG loot box bullshit than was in Star Wars. Literally game-breaking RNG loot box bullshit.
How so? Do you know any of that details?
So one of the things that you can do is buy a loot box and then get a card or whatever they call their equips for their characters that can level up your normal jab to a 5-star jab, and somebody could be playing the exact same fighter as you and
be better.
Yeah, they'd be doing 5 times the damage that you would with your level 1 jab.
I understand that these companies are about making money, but you keep releasing these products that are dead after a couple months.
Yeah, that's the thing.
People are going to get fed up and be like, I'm done with this game.
And I think we'll get into player-based longevity and all that shit, I'm sure, later, because we have a subject that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But you're right. Especially with sports titles, they're a yearly thing.
Yeah, but they're going to get dumped before that.
Call of Duty's a yearly thing. That's the thing. Most people will buy them, play them for a couple months at most, and then never touch them again.
And that's what I think a lot of people are doing with a lot of these multiplayer games. That just, it's it seems that the game industry is just, what can we do to, get to this next? What's the next big thing we want? Okay. Yeah. So people are like, okay, well, I'm going to do Battlefront, or hey, I'm going to move on to Overwatch once they release their stuff, and it's just it's almost becoming too flooded with these multiplayer games that are.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember PS2, PS3 era, when you had online multiplayer into the game, it didn't completely remove the single player aspect. There was always you got both.
Yeah,
and that's just stopped happening.
I remember, people were being praised. I remember when BioShock 1 was we're not going to add a multiplayer feature. And everyone was like, oh, thank God. All these... Because I remember games that
Nobody
just
wants tacked on shitty multiplayer.
Yeah, but now it's almost being, tacked on shitty single player now with...
Exactly. It's the table has completely reversed. And I don't think... While the market's there for multiplayer games, I don't think the market is really there for people... to have a tacked on shitty first player. More people will be turned off from buying a multiplayer game if it has a tacked on shitty single player campaign.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the industry myth that nobody wants single player games anymore is true, because look at the game you were just talking about. Sensuous Sacrifice, the Hellblade game.
Yeah.
Look at fucking Horizon Zero Dawn.
I wonder what the numbers on the sales number for that. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn is another one that we just gave that the friggin' GTAS award.
That was our game of the year, and
both of us.
And I'm sure that's probably a lot of people's game of the year. It was
and look
really
at
fucking good.
I mean, look at what Nintendo's doing.
Yeah, Nintendo doesn't give a shit about. I mean, sometimes it's their like a downfall for them, but I think in this case,
they're doing just fine when
they do what they want.
I mean, they sold so many copies of Zelda and Mario
Odyssey.
so I mean,
yeah, like so the whole
that myth is bullshit.
Yeah, that nobody wants single player games anymore, and that's fucking nobody feels that way. Like what people want is at least to be able to play a single player game with like a chat system that's outside of the game, which PlayStation has now, Xbox has now. Do you know if the Switch has that?
Has what? I'm sorry.
Like a voice chat system that you could both play a single player game.
It's a whole.
But I mean, you remember when we used to play like Smash Brothers and shit over the internet? We'd use the PS4 voice chat anyways.
Yeah, we don't. It's such a. You have to use your cell phone. It's an app to your cell phone that plugs into a microphone.
That sounds dumb.
Oh, it sounds terrible. And whenever they start rolling out actual
multiplayer games?
Not multiplayer games, but paid multiplayer. Because like for the first year of the Switch, it's like free, and then I think next year it goes to like $20 a year,
which is a decent price. But what are you getting for that?
Well, I think you get you get like free games and stuff like that every once in a while from like the eShop when they start rolling this in. But here's a thing that says that Hellblade sales are better than expected, and that it'll break even months ahead
of schedule.
And this was in October 28th. And then that game's going to be up for a bunch of awards whenever they start doing like games of the year and stuff like that, like actual official ones, not just our shitty GTAS one. Mm-hmm. And it's a $30 game.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that people don't want single player campaigns because
they do.
They do.
They absolutely do. I mean, you think about one of the most popular games of all time, arguably, whether it's deserved or not, Skyrim, which has been re-released 1 billion times on every console or platform that exists since it fucking came out. That's still one of the most popular games of all time. People are still going out and buying it. They're going to go out and buy the Switch version. They're going to fucking go out.
I want that Switch version.
That's what I mean. Like, people are still buying this game that they've played 4 or 5 times.
You know what the best part? A good example of, like, I remember when they were promoting that Doom remake.
Yeah.
Another game coming out for the Switch. Well, it is out now for the Switch. But I remember they were promoting that game big for its multiplayer. And then when the multiplayer came out for it, they were like, this kind of sucks. But this single-player campaign is awesome.
Yeah.
And then they like really started focusing on that, and they're like, hey, look how great this is. I just remember a big push for the multiplayer and being able to design your own levels, and they removed that, I believe, from the Switch version, to design your own multiplayer level. But people weren't talking about the multiplayer level, the multiplayer game anymore. They just want they want to play the game, and from what I hear, the Doom version is great. So, and I hear that the Battlefront story mode just is and
but again, this is corporate industry executives being completely detached from the reality of the industry.
They can't fuck this up. I mean, I don't think this is going to prevent a Battlefront 3.
No, I mean, it's fucking Star Wars.
Yeah,
this is not gonna kill the Star Wars brand, and if it does, I will shit my pants live on this show. But because it's not going to happen.
No, it's definitely not. But I would love to see that happen to you.
I know Disney's worried about this damaging the Star Wars brand. It's not going to fucking.
No, I have 2 tickets to Star Wars.
Yeah,
I have 2 separate day tickets because I couldn't go one day. But
yeah,
Star Wars is fine. It's just whether or not EA should be the company that handles it, or if they should
definitely shouldn't
diversify it out to other companies.
It definitely shouldn't. Honestly, Disney, I know they used to have Disney Interactive. I don't know if they still do.
No, I don't believe so.
But they really need their own company. They have the money to do it, and they have the money to do it properly. Will they? I don't know. But they should be developing their own fucking games.
I think they're just trying to focus on everything else, and games are just not
I'm sure. Because
if they mess it up, they get this backlash like this. At least Disney can be like, well, we didn't deal with this. We just lent out the property.
Yeah.
EA is the one that fucked it up. That's pretty much what they said. They were like, yeah, this is bad. But I mean, like, Wall Street's getting pissed off that they removed those dumb microtransactions.
Well, yeah, that's why the investors are pulling out.
Yeah.
Because they were promised all this, ridiculous profit gain, and it's not going to happen because nobody's buying the fucking game and everybody's boycotting the game. And
I'm so happy that everyone's boycotting it, but in a way I'm sad about it because, as I said on the last podcast, I just really wanted to play that game, and then it just got...
We both did.
Both news every week, here and time again, which is non-stop.
You remember if they fucked up the first game, they promised when they announced Battlefront
I remember when both me and you were like, yeah, we're done with this game. We were playing like a Hoth level, and you're like, yeah, this game isn't fun. I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah, and it wasn't. And remember,
I just like the spaceship battles. That's what I want to do the most. I don't even want to play the ground combat. I just want to play the...
Yeah, because that was the most fun that we had.
Yeah,
with that game.
Space combat. I was actually good at the space combat too.
But they promised we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna fuck up like we did last time.
And then they fucked it up with.
And then they did it worse.
With UFC. I mean that need.
No, I mean with Battlefront.
Worse. Yeah. They were like, they were making all these promises like, hey, free DLC. We're not gonna charge you for that because we knew you guys weren't happy about that season pass and oof.
Which that season pass. Which, if you bought it, you never got your money's worth out of it.
No, it was...
It was the full price of a fucking game.
Yeah,
and they gave you like 2
I think it was
packs,
more. I think it was like 65.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave you like 2 heroes and like a couple maps and...
Yeah.
I remember looking at it and I was like, it was not worth it. But, you know what? Hey, Adam. Remember what we also were contemplating deciding on buying this year? What was the one game we were trying to think about? Do we buy this or no? Do you remember? We played a lot of it last year.
Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both said fuck Destiny 2.
Yeah, we were not really digging what we were seeing with...
And we really enjoyed the shit out of the original
We
Destiny.
loved the first Destiny. Like, yeah.
It wasn't without its problems.
Favorite game, but...
Yeah, I'm not going to say it was without problems.
But we put a fuckload of hours into that game.
Oh, hell yeah.
So many hours.
Hell yeah.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
Grindy, and, I mean, it was fine. And... I don't know. Destiny 2 is just... It sold well, but its player base is just... like...
falling off, yeah. There's a reason for that. There's another thing that they implemented into Destiny 2. RNG loot boxes.
Yeah, they did do
Which
that.
RNG, I don't know if we ever explained this on the podcast, but RNG is random number generation.
Yeah, we did, but it's good to still go over it just in case of people. Yeah, apparently like a lot of the players were saying that it just wasn't quite... There wasn't enough to do... And there are just problems with the experience point systems.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They fucking did something to the experience.
Yeah, it says Bungie's been tweaking its in-game economy based on player feedback, but it's just not really helping. And from what I heard, that, like, yeah, there just isn't a lot to do because it's very much the same game, just re-plastered over.
Yeah, and I heard the graphics are slightly better.
Yeah, but they didn't look much better.
Really?
They didn't look,
I haven't...
From what I was seeing... Gameplay-wise, I mean, I'm like... I know Destiny came out, like, so many... 3 years ago?
2014 or 15, dude. It was out for a while.
Yeah. And... I don't know. And it's just... It hasn't helped, and Bungie's just been really quiet. They haven't been, like, talking to a lot of their... They just keep saying, we're working on it, we're working on it, we're working on it.
This is a long-time complaint, even from the original Destinies. They're not very... I would say they're not very communicative with the player base.
No, they're not. I mean, they're doing a they're doing some sort of
like an AMA or something like that.
Yeah, I think they're doing like a video presentation to put together to explain everything, and I mean, they're just not talking with them, and apparently it's getting so bad that they removed the population tracker from like the game and website
so that it doesn't show how many players are currently playing.
Yeah, and they said that people were using it to spread false narrative. That's actually the quote.
That's fucking bullshit. If nobody's playing your game and your player base is dropping,
that's why you get
that's not false narrative. That's actually happening.
Yeah.
So
last month, it was
again,
reported that 2 million players have stopped playing since the launch.
I'm not surprised.
Well, yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Because they tried to pull it off with what they did with Destiny 1, and it took... Didn't it take 3... Wasn't the Taken King the third DLC pack?
They had 2 small DLC packs.
But that was the only, like, big one.
That was I want to say that was the first big one.
Yeah.
No, it was House of Wolves, then the Taken King. Then, was there something else in between?
No, I thought that there were 2, Taken King, and then they did the last one that I did not purchase. The Taken King was the last one that I purchased, and that took, I thought it was the third one. Either way, it took till the Taken King to make that game actually, like...
Good.
Yeah.
Like, really good.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that, sort of.
And then, so they're coming out with this new pack, what is it? The expansion one is Curse of Osiris. And it's pretty crazy. They say that they're adding a lot to it because it's going to take 44 gigabytes for the Xbox One users, 88 gigabytes for PS4, and around 68% or 68 gigabytes for PC. And I don't know. It says that they're adding new weapons and armor, but I mean, is its story mode that big? Like that's a pretty decent
yeah, but
download size.
You have to think if they're adding a new area to the overall map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're doing it all. It's all based on Mercury.
That's what I mean. So like, is it all? Are they putting in new models? Like, because you get
they're putting it on like they're putting on a new planet and some new Crucible maps.
But that's what I mean. Like all those models and polygons and shit, that takes up a lot of memory. Textures.
Yeah.
So how much of that is actually like story content and how much of that is just physical like shit to look at? Because that makes a difference. And I'm sure that they didn't break that down for you.
Well, it says features explore Mercury and its mysterious infinite forest, new story missions and adventures, new themed weapons, armor, and gear to earn, new cooperative activities, new competitive multiplayers, and more. ... That always just means that it's like, and more could just be like one thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was watching the trailer, and the trailer looked okay.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't know. This game just... I don't know. Destiny 3 needs something to be worried about, I think.
I think that the Destiny hype is over. Them promising a 10-year journey, to me, the way that it sounded...
Yeah, they said that Destiny 1 was going to be 10 years
Destiny 1
of
was going to get 10 years worth of content. Not like gameplay, but like over 10 years they would continue to expand.
That's kind of what pissed me off about Destiny 2. I'm like,
Yeah.
I thought we were just supposed to get a lot of content for Destiny, and then that was it.
Like, think about how World of Warcraft worked.
Yeah, it's one game.
It's one game with, I don't know, like 6 or 7 expansions. There's a lot of expansions.
So
for
many.
World of
I mean,
Warcraft.
they just announced that it was the last one they were doing for it.
What, Legion? That's
Whatever
the
last
newest
World
expansion.
of Warcraft expansion was, they said that was probably the last one.
Yeah.
That's insane that game has been around. I mean...
That game has been around since the PS2.
I know, it's so crazy.
Like, so for them to say, like, this is going to be a 10-year journey, and then every other MMO in history being, like, taking the World of Warcraft route,
yeah,
it sounds like you're just going to keep buying expansions, doesn't it?
Yeah. But
and
no,
that's
they
the
released
wording
another
that they
game.
used. Yes, and they're full of shit.
Yeah, it was total bullshit. And then I'm wondering how that other game's gonna fare out. I think who's doing it, like Bethesda or something like that.
What game?
There's a new game coming out.
Anthem.
That's
BioWare.
BioWare. That's gonna be the new Destiny of the.
Maybe.
I mean, it looks really good.
Here's the thing. There's so many fucking games now, like independently made games, and so many games are coming out that the market, I would say, is oversaturated with very similar concepts. And I think Anthem is probably not going to do as well as they think it's going to do. I would be very worried if I was investing in EA. I'd be very cautious.
Yeah.
Not only because...
It's like $100 a stock. I mean, you got money if you're able to buy a bunch of stock.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I would be very cautious because EA is making extremely terrible business decisions. They EA is responsible for fucking up Mass
Oh,
Effect
I don't think
Andromeda.
Yeah.
They fucked up.
They really fucked up Mass Effect Andromeda. You remember how pumped
What game
I was?
came out before that? Before Battlefront 2. They fucked something up before Battlefront 2.
Oh, I thought it was Mass Effect.
No, I thought there was something in between that they fucked up. No, they closed Visceral Studios, who was working on that Star Wars game. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, yeah, they did that.
And then they brought out Battlefront 2.
Poor Visceral.
I
mean, EA fucked them so hard on that Dead Space 3. Dead Space 3 was awful.
Well, it didn't need multiplayer, and they focused on multiplayer again.
I mean, the game was broken with, microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
Just nonstop, and it just felt so rushed. Like, let's get this out there. But apparently Dead Space, even though it was really popular, apparently Dead Space 1 and 2 did not make a lot of money.
They didn't.
Yeah, that's very surprising to me. Like, I'm literally scratching my head over it.
Yeah, because Dead Space is a really good game. It was basically Resident Evil 4 in space, which is, I mean, some people don't think it, but I think it's the best Resident Evil.
Oh, I think that's the best Resident Evil.
Maybe not story-wise, but gameplay-wise, it's definitely, in my opinion, the best Resident Evil.
Nothing.
Except for I haven't played 7, so I can't say anything about that.
Well, 7's
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. I was playing it for a little bit, and then I lent it to a friend, and he's supposed to lend me his VR headset to play it on, and that's how I want to do it. So yeah. I'm
just saying, like, all these companies, Ubisoft, Activision, fucking EA, they're all making really bad business decisions. And I think you're probably going to see a couple of these companies collapse within the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think EA's fine, but yeah, you're right. I think a lot of these companies are just, especially what people saw what they could do with the whole Battlefront.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a disaster. It really is. Let me see. So, Adam, there's surprisingly not too many games coming out this month, but I just thought I would kind of run down what some of the games coming out and what maybe you thought of them. So, here we go. So, December 1st, which we are recording on the 3rd here, has already done the Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That is like the only
big release
for the Switch, at least.
Yeah. Well, Fire Emblem Warriors came out the same day, which I think was probably a mistake on Nintendo's part, but whatever.
What? Fire Emblem Warriors came out when?
The same day as Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
No, it didn't.
That's when I got my copy.
Well, that's when you got your copy. I don't know why it took you so long, but no, that game has been out for a while.
Has it?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
It came out like November 12th. I don't know why. We got Dead Rising 4, Frank's big package for the PS4, because I think they finally saw that that Dead Rising is pretty much dead on arrival with Xbox right now, and it's not selling enough, so they've got to throw it over to the PlayStation for a little bit.
Is this multi-platform, or is it exclusive to PlayStation?
Dead Rising 4 was on Xbox One, and now they're throwing it over to the PlayStation.
But Frank's big package is
I think that's exclusive.
It's like Dead Rising 2 off the record, right? Where it's a completely different game.
Yeah.
But it's at the same time as Dead Rising 4.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes, I believe that is correct.
Okay.
I don't have a Xbox, so I haven't been able to play Dead Rising since Dead Rising 2. I want to play Dead Rising 3 and 4. I heard they were really fun, but it's just, unfortunately, with me not having an Xbox, nor me really wanting an Xbox right now, it's not really in the cards to really go around. They really got to. We got what we just talked about. Destiny 2: Curse of Osiris comes out on December 5th. Just a lot of like smaller, like Loco Roco 2 remastered for the PS4.
Okay.
Honestly, I thought Loco Roco 2 would have been way better on the Switch.
Well, that's a Sony property.
Yeah, I know, but Sony could have tossed it their way. It would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, it was a PSP game, so like
I love Loco Roco 1 and 2.
But you got to realize most people don't play puzzle games.
Yeah, I got the weird affiliation.
Yeah, you and Tegan both. You're like, puzzle games, and your dick gets like 1,000,000 feet long.
I do love me some Dr. Mario.
Yeah. Most people don't play those types of games. And then it was also on the PSP, which was a pretty limited platform, even though it was, in my opinion, a pretty good platform. Could have been better.
I think in time people will kind of see that PSP was a little underappreciated, but it's just.
I think the same thing with the
minimum.
Vita. They just didn't have enough games on the Vita.
Well, yeah, the Vita's a good system. It's just.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a couple of VR games coming out. A Fallout 4 VR.
I think that's just an expansion for Fallout 4. Like, it just makes it VR compatible.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh, well, that comes out on December 12th. The game I've actually been really waiting for because it got announced like 3 years ago or something like that, and it just never got confirmed. But Gang Beasts, have you seen anything for Gang Beasts? It's like a 4-player multiplayer game where you're like these really like weird looking creatures and you're like trying to toss each other off of like a building.
No, that sounds pretty fun though.
It's really funny. You'll see.
What system is that on?
It's coming out finally for PS4. Okay. It was on PC for a while, but they're finally putting it on. I think me and you need to look into that because it comes out on December 12th, and I've been waiting for that game for so long because it just the commercials for it are so hilarious looking. I could see it just being a lot of fun to play with a group of people.
I don't know if you knew this, but do you remember that Dynasty Warriors game that was a side-scrolling beat-em-up for PS1? It's one of the imports that you can get on PS3. I have it.
Oh no,
they made a new one.
Okay.
It's called Knights of Valor. It's pretty good looking.
Does that come out this?
It's actually already out. I know.
Oh.
I didn't buy it yet. Tegan bought it. He said it's pretty fucking cool. So
yeah, and
it's online multiplayer up to 4 people.
Oh, cool.
I think it's got like 6 or 8 characters to choose from.
Awesome. That sounds great, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okami HD. Another
again,
and I will buy it again.
Yeah.
It's like Okami's like my Resident Evil 4. It's the game that I won't stop buying no matter how many times they release it.
Yeah. I would love to get Okami and play through it again. The last time I tried to, I got Okami HD for the PS3. Mm-hmm. And it took me so long to get to like...
Yeah, you want to skip that first
that fucking tutorial. I don't care. I don't care. That story segment takes like 2 fucking hours to get through. Like by the time... I was trying to show it to Joanne. By the time that we got through that story segment, she's like, I don't want to play this anymore.
Yeah, Joanne has a really...
short attention span.
When it comes to stuff like that, you need to hook her or she's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Okami will do something with the touchpad.
And let me fucking skip the intro, god damn it.
PlayerUnknown's Battleground is coming out early access for the Xbox One. I guess there's no plans for a PS4 version right now.
Well, I mean, you got to think
because
bringing something from PC to Xbox is super easy. It's basically the same platform at this point.
That game is
super popular.
Everybody is talking about that. Mm-hmm. That might be a good way to get people into the Xbox One.
I don't know about that. I mean, if you already have a gaming PC.
But a lot of people don't. I don't think a lot of... I think that could be a really popular for kids.
We could talk about that later.
Yeah?
Because, I think that's a valid subject, based on some things that are going on with Steam. But keep going.
Okay. Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition with all the...
downloadable content and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Another Final Fantasy 15 episode on December 13th.
I haven't done any of the DLC for that game yet.
Is it just not lack of time or just lack of interest? Because I know you liked Final Fantasy 15, but I don't hear you going on about it anymore.
I'd say probably a little column A, a little column B there. There's just other shit that came out. Like, I bought the season pass, so I have all the DLC. I just haven't touched it.
Oh, okay. You don't want to do any of that virtual fishing?
To be honest, I actually kind of like the fishing minigame in that game.
Yeah?
I spent a lot of time fishing in that game, yeah.
Wow. The Switch version of Yooka-Laylee, which unfortunately I feel like that game came and went and wasn't received. It wasn't terribly received, but a lot of people said that it just was not buggy. They said that it had a lot of camera issues.
Yeah, well, I also heard lazy level design. I heard there was like
I don't know what people expected though. I mean,
they wanted Banjo-Kazooie 3.
Banjo-Kazooie kind of has lazy level design.
I don't agree with that.
I don't think
agree with that.
I
I'm
like
sure many
Banjo-Kazooie
people would
whenever I
probably punch you for saying that.
Okay, well, they can punch me. I mean, I like Banjo-Kazooie. I kind of like Banjo-Tooie more, though. And I don't know. I just kind of thought that, I don't know. They don't hold up. Sorry. Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie don't hold up. When I was a kid,
I think
were
they
great.
do. I think Donkey Kong 64 doesn't hold up.
Ooh, no, that does not. No. You go back to a lot of those 64 games, like, you know.
A lot of them don't hold up.
A lot
I
of
think
them
like
don't hold
Super
up.
Mario 64,
Mario Kart.
F-Zero X.
Yeah. F-Zero X.
Yeah, Mario Kart.
One of my
That's
favorite
basically
games.
it.
One of my favorite games for the N64, Shadows of the Empire, does not hold up at all. But I'm
Oh my
still.
god! Do you remember when we tried to play through that?
I
whole
know.
game?
And you're like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, all right, give me that controller, and I just went through like the whole game.
Yeah.
I went through almost the whole game until the point where I was like, yeah, my attention's done now.
Yeah.
Uh,
My favorite N64 game is Flying Dragon, and I really want more Flying Dragon games, and I'm never gonna get them.
yeah, you're never gonna get in Flying Dragon games. I was surprised you didn't say Adventure to Goemon.
Yeah, that's up there too.
Yeah.
But like, I don't trust Konami to not fuck that up, so I just kind of quit asking them for it.
Yeah. The other one I'm excited for is December 21st is the Tiny Meadow, which looks like Tiny Meadow is like the rebirth of Advance Wars, it looks like. Another tactical RPG.
Coming out for a Nintendo system?
PS4, PS4, PC, and Switch. This is that first game that Sony is making for the Switch as well. Like Sony said that we were going to make a small little studio for them to also develop games for the Switch as well. So
it's not Intelligent Systems, but it's like in the vein of Advance Wars, is what you're saying.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's in the vein of it. It looks and plays
Very similarly.
yes, just like Advance War, Fire Emblem style. Yeah. So you won't see me
For a while.
when that game comes out.
All right.
And then still to be announced is the Breath of the Wild Champions Ballad, the DLC.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of people who are really excited about that. I don't like the biggest problem to me about Breath of the Wild were the what were they called? The feats of strength. They did these when you go into a shrine. You sometimes have to fight a robot. Yeah. It was just the same robot guardian.
Every time.
Every time, just some was just a lot harder. But they all fought the same way. Now I don't know what all is included in this Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Champions Ballad because it's been a while since I checked up on it. But I wasn't. Let me see some of the stuff that might be coming into this thing. New armor and items, master trials. Like, that stuff doesn't interest me. It's like master trials. Like, that's the same reason, like, you said you 100% completed Horizon Zero Dawn. And I was like, yeah, the only thing I didn't do were the dumb hunting missions because I don't find those fun.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what master trials are.
Well, like, for me, it's different per game. Like, if the game is really rewarding enough, I'll do those things.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, the reason I did them in Horizon Zero Dawn is because they were phenomenal. But they
were fun. I did a couple of them. I'm like, I don't find those fun. I don't. Yeah. You know, I'm a weird masochist when it's like that. Like, I won't do those, but I'll play Fire Emblem. But if I die, I'll restart the whole entire level.
Yeah, if you lose one character. Yeah.
If I lose one character, I start the whole entire map, and that's an hour and a half.
I was the same with Fire Emblem, with Valkyria Chronicles. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
One game that I really love that I'm not like that with is Yakuza. I tend to try and do all the side missions, but if I fail one and I haven't saved in a while, I'm just like, whatever, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it sucks, but I'll live.
All right, well, unfortunately, that's mostly all the game news for this week. There just hasn't been a lot, and I mean, unfortunately,
there's some stuff that I'm excited for is coming out pretty soon. Final Fantasy Dissidia NT, which I don't know if anybody played, which I'm assuming not many people played it, but the Dissidia series on PSP, which is like a 3D arena fighting game with Final Fantasy characters. It's pretty fucking cool. The story was shit.
When's that come out?
January 30th.
Okay.
So pretty soon. And then there's another game coming out. You might want to show a trailer of it or something. But Biomutant, It's being made by the people that made the Just Cause series.
Okay.
And
I've been hearing a couple things about that Biomutant. Like, some people are really
it
excited
looks
for
like
that.
a weird sci-fi.
It's the one with, like, the weird fox.
Yeah, it looks like a weird sci-fi, like Redwall or something like that. So it looks pretty interesting. Like I mean, obviously, I'll make my decision when more information comes out. But as of right now, I feel like I'm probably going to end up buying that game.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, I'll throw some trailers on the bottom of the screen here, and
yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really been too up to see like what some of the newer stuff coming out is. So unfortunately, you have a better idea than I do. I just kind of play it by ear once I hear news about something. That one game that you were talking about, that Dynasty Warrior sounding one.
Knights of Valor.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
But okay, so we're gonna start going on to our movie aspect of the podcast, and big one, Adam. Infinity.
I don't know.
Fucking War.
Oh, we're gonna start with that. Okay, all right. Let's start with that. I was gonna say I don't know a lot of the stuff that he's gonna talk about. I haven't heard anything, so you're gonna get legitimate reactions out of me.
Yeah, I know. So what we're gonna do is we both have seen the trailer, but we're just gonna kind of refresh ourselves on it. So we will be right back once we finish the trailer. All right, we just got done watching the new Infinity War trailer. Adam, what are your thoughts on it?
I think it looks pretty good. I saw the Iron Spider in there. A little excited for that.
And on to the next topic. No, it has a lot of good little. It shows off a lot.
Yeah.
Thanos looks great. Looks a lot better than Steppenwolf did in Justice League, which was the villain who had a really weird looking face with the CGI. It just didn't look right. I think what they did with Thanos, he looked great. I'm wondering why he's not in his like traditional armor, because at the end of, I believe,
and when he was in like the recognizable Thanos outfit.
Yeah, he was
multiple shows.
Yeah, the one I forget what movie it was where he says, I think it might be after Guardians 2, where he grabs the gauntlet and he says, I guess I'll go do this myself. He's wearing the traditional armor.
Yeah.
So maybe he's just kind of wanted to relax a little bit because maybe because he's traveling halfway across the galaxy, he doesn't need to be in the armor the whole entire time. I mean, Black Panther looks great, has that great line of get this man a shield. Mm-hmm. Looks great. Captain America being a motherfucking boss. Someone throwing that spear at him, he's just like
yeah.
And I noticed that he's not wearing his traditional American outfit. He's he's wearing his Winter Soldier outfit. He's wearing the dark blue outfit.
No, I think he's not even wearing that.
No, really? I thought it looked like he was wearing his Winter Soldier looking outfit.
If you remember in the comic book, there was a period of time where he refused to serve as Captain America because he was pissed at the U.S. government. And I think he might be in that costume in this film.
I mean, it definitely didn't look black, but yeah. I mean, maybe they're doing something like that. I don't know, because I didn't really read the Captain America comics, because I didn't really like Captain America comics. I love the MCU version of Captain America. I think it's incredible. Apparently, Thanos has multiple stones. He's clearly got, it looks like...
At least two in the trailer they show.
It looks like he's got the Tesseract one, and it looks like he has the Power Stone from Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Yeah, that's the purple one.
And he's going to get the yellow one from Vision. It looks like they're going to have to...
Intelligence, isn't it? That one?
I don't know. They switch... They're different from the comics and then what they call them in the movie version. But it seems like Vision's not long for... his new face.
Yeah, he's at least definitely, I would say he's probably going to lose his powers. I don't know if they're going to kill him off.
I don't know. I mean, that stone, I think, is what keeps him alive. I don't know.
We'll find out.
It looks like a lot of it's going to take place in Wakanda. From what I was seeing, a lot of it takes place in Wakanda. I mean, there's that big giant...
Like the battle going on?
Yeah, the battle. Rhodey, I guess, is okay after Civil War. I mean, he's flying around unless the suit's the only way he can really move around.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was pretty much paralyzed
from the waist down,
after the events of Civil War. It looks great. I can't wait for a second trailer. I can't wait for the movie. Mm-hmm. And we get Black Panther right before it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Because Black Panther, I showed you the trailer.
Yeah, because I hadn't seen the second trailer. It looks like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm super excited for both of those. I think this trailer did everything it needed to do in spades. I mean,
yeah,
they show off the Spidey sense, which they never really... Homecoming never really talked about whether he had Spidey sense, and I'm wondering if that's him discovering it for the first time. Because he looks at it like, what the hell is going on? And then he's like looking around like, oh shit, there's a big giant
circle thing in the sky.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
We'll find out what that is when the movie comes out.
Yeah. Very happy with it. It has broken the records for the most viewed trailer within 24 hours. But a lot of people are talking about that like it's a big fucking deal. Do you know what the last trailer that had that record was? 50 Shades Darker. So,
not really that big of a deal then.
Yeah, it's popular. I mean, it's going to be big. Yeah. I mean, we're wondering if this movie will crack $2 billion, and it very easily, well, maybe not easily, but it could definitely.
It's doable.
It's definitely doable for how everyone's been asking for this trailer more than anything.
Yeah.
When's the Avengers? Like, people are guessing, oh, it's going to drop in front of Thor Ragnarok. Oh, it's going to drop in front of Star Wars, which it might play in front of Star Wars now.
Yeah.
Which makes me even more pumped for Star Wars. Yeah, can't wait. Movie comes out next year. And now they haven't really discussed if whether or not this is all one movie and then Avengers 4 will be a continuation. I know it was originally planned for 2 parts.
Yeah.
But then I thought they might have changed.
Yeah, I think
that.
Whenever they gave these particular films over to the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
I think they changed them.
I don't know. It feels like a lot to wrap up in
one film, unless it's like 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, but it won't be they won't make it 3.5 hours long, because when you make a movie like that 3.5 hours long, you can't show it as in many theaters and get more revenue.
Yeah.
So you'd have to be running that thing around the clock, and so it'll probably be 2.5. But I wouldn't mind if they did it in 2 parts, because we get Avengers 4 a year after. It's Avengers. That's why I think it might be kind of a 2-parter, or else why would they do a year apart?
Well, is there anything coming out between Infinity War and Avengers 4?
Ant-Man and Wasp, I believe, comes out between them. There was a very lack of Ant-Man in that trailer. They show pretty much everyone off except Ant-Man. So maybe Ant-Man isn't even in this one, and he won't be in until the second one.
Well, I think what I was going to say is that it wouldn't make sense, I think, for other heroes to have their own little side stories going on at the time that the Infinity War is happening. Because that's that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of the biggest deals in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably going to wrap it up in one film, just from that being said. Unless they somehow show the Ant-Man and Wasp trailer, and then at the end, or the movie, and then at the end of that movie, they get called into the Infinity War or something. Like it's a prequel almost to the Infinity War.
Maybe.
Because I don't see them releasing a movie after it without wrapping up the Infinity War. It just doesn't make sense to have stories completely removed from this big fucking event. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Yeah, they haven't really come out, at least that I'm aware of, they haven't really come out and just said straight up, Thanos is the bad guy in Avengers 4. Because, who else would it be? The
only place you can go from there is like, Galacticus or whatever.
But we can talk about that a little bit later, but right now, Galactus is
at Fox.
Is at Fox because under Fantastic Four, he falls under Silver Surfer, which that's a whole little thing. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit, about our thoughts on Disney possibly getting some Fox assets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this trailer's amazing. I've watched it so many times, but it's what I wanted. It's really what I wanted. Adam.
Yeah.
So, there were talks about maybe 3 weeks ago that Disney was interested in buying up some of Fox's popular properties.
Yeah.
Because there's some rumors going around that Fox kind of wants to get out of the movie industry, or at least tone it back.
Yeah.
And then work more towards their news and their television programming.
Yeah.
And those talks died out, but apparently those talks are kind of going back into conversation. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering if you had a take on what you think Disney buying any Fox's properties meant.
I can tell you what I want them to buy. I want them to buy Barry Levinson's toys. It's a good fucking movie.
Why?
Because it's a good fucking movie, Bobby.
Well, what, are they going to make sequels of it? The one with Robin Williams?
Yeah. Robin Williams, LL Cool J.
Yeah, well, what are they supposed to do with it?
I don't remake it.
Why would you want to remake it if you love it so much?
Because I think they could do it better with modern technology now.
Okay, whatever. I just remember Toys, the Super Nintendo game.
That's a piece of shit. That's something special there.
That's bowels of hell.
Yeah.
That's an awful game. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people have been wanting this, saying like, oh, well, if Disney buys up Fox properties, that means they can get X-Men and Fantastic Four back.
I really think that Fantastic Four would do better in Marvel.
So do I.
But
I don't think X-Men would.
No. I feel like X-Men's pretty safe at Fox.
Plus, you get a new X-Men movie like every couple years. Yeah. And that's cool. Like, if Disney and Marvel got a hold of X-Men, not that they would do it bad. I think they would do it great.
I understand where you're going.
Where do they fit in the cinematic universe? Where have they been all this time during, there's mutants all around, and they kind of fucked it up really hard with the Inhumans. They could have had their own form of X-Men, but they fucked it up with Inhumans.
Yeah.
That show, holy shit. I mean, I know you haven't watched any of it.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
I watched one episode, and it was fucking awful.
Well, let me tell you something.
The sets look like I made them in my backyard.
Wow, that's pretty fucking bad.
It looks terrible.
Okay, so let's do a real quick rundown of all the shit that Marvel's tried to do for normal television, not Netflix.
Oh,
it's all bad.
It's all bad. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is bad.
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not very good. I haven't even tried to watch Agent Peggy Carter because
I heard that was really good. It just once they said it got canceled, I was like, oh. Well.
Why watch it then?
Yeah.
Why start? Because it never got finished.
Yeah, that's kind of the sad part about it.
Yeah, didn't they do one more that didn't last very long? Or is it just, or am I just confusing Inhumans with?
You might be looking at Inhumans because they're Marvel properties. I'm still not done with Punisher, but they're
their Netflix shit.
They're Netflix
off the chains.
Yeah, except Iron Fist.
I mean, I didn't hate Iron Fist. It had a lot of problems.
I kind of hated Iron Fist.
I think Finn Jones is the problem with Iron Fist.
Yeah, I think the guy they cast is the biggest problem. Yeah. I don't know how they nail all their other casting, but he's just not a good fit.
No.
At all.
No, I know between Iron Fist and the Defenders, the first Defenders season,
he got better in Defenders.
He got better, but
he had a lot of people working off of him, pretty much saying you're a whiny bitch.
Yeah, like they totally made fun of him a lot. And his character kind of deserves it a little bit.
Maybe, yeah, his character.
My
Iron Fist.
main thing with Finn Jones as Iron Fist is that I don't think he was the right type of actor to cast for that role.
Yeah,
because he kind of looks like a whiny baby, and then he acts like a whiny baby, and it's like too much.
Yeah,
whiny baby. And then his movements were like
he
was like a street sign man.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why they just didn't find a martial artist.
Yeah,
who can act pretty decently.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
It just they really messed that up. Now my biggest problem though with this Disney with Fox, I really don't want it to happen unless it's for Fantastic Four. But apparently they think that Disney's looking at Fox to buy properties up because they want to add it to their Netflix stream, their Disney
Netflix
streaming.
Yeah,
because they're going to be removing all of their Marvel stuff and Star Wars stuff off of
Netflix.
Off of Netflix, and then they're gonna probably make their own I heard that they're doing a live Star Wars TV show for Netflix, so that'll be in canon. That'll be pretty exciting if they can do that, and I'm sure they can. I mean, I have no reason to judge Disney at this point. They've done everything right.
I wouldn't say everything, but most things.
Most things. More right than wrong.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just... I don't want it to happen. I'll be... You would never... We're not getting a Deadpool 3 if they bought up the rights to Deadpool.
Like, here's what I would say. It's possible that Disney could repurchase the rights to those films and then re-license them on a per-film basis to Fox. So we could still get a Deadpool 3.
But they're not going to be like...
Disney's not going to put their name on it.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
And that's... I don't know. I don't even know if... Like, we wouldn't... If all those properties were under Disney, we would never gotten Logan, which I still think is one of the best movies this year. Deadpool 1 was incredible.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have got any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. They'd all be like... I could see the X-Men movies being over there, but you're never going to get R-rated Disney movies. Just not. No way. It just doesn't work. That's why, like, some characters, they just have not decided. I was shocked that they decided they wanted to do that stuff for...
Well, you have to also think that Marvel as a company, even though it's owned by Disney, operates as a separate entity still.
But their film division, I don't think does, do they?
I don't know. I know, but the Netflix series, when the splash screens pop up, there's one for Marvel, there's not one for Disney. No. And that's part of the reason why they can do the violent shit.
Yeah, I mean, I want them to keep doing those. I hope if they eventually move those over to Disney, that they'll continue it.
Yeah.
Because I would like for them to add, like, more characters in there. Like,
let me tell you this.
Although Punisher seems to be completely separated from everybody.
No, it's not.
No, it's not what?
Punisher's not separated from Daredevil.
No, it's not separated from Daredevil, but, like, you're not going to see the Punisher and the Defenders.
Oh, no.
Like, that's what I mean.
No.
He seems to be his own guy. I'm going to go in this universe and be by myself. He's not a team player usually.
Yeah, I don't think the Punisher's done either.
No, I don't think the Punisher's done at all. I mean, that show was very well received.
Well, I'm just saying, you didn't finish it yet. It's definitely not done.
Okay. Yeah, I want to... It's not that it's bad or anything like that. I just... Every time I get home to watch it, I'm so tired that I usually pop it on, and I'm like... I just fall asleep, and I'm like, shit. I've been working on episode 8 now for, like, 3 days.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I can't make it, like, 20 minutes. I sit down in my bed, and I go to watch it, and there we go. I'm fucked.
Yeah. Those, like, 2 or 3 weeks where I was unemployed.
Yeah.
It was, like, 2 years ago or a year ago. I was powering through The Wire.
Oh.
I was watching so many episodes a day that I would fall asleep, like, during one of them. And then I'd wake up when, like, the end music and shit came on. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, well, time to go to bed. And I just never go back and see what it was. I'm like, I'll figure it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, when I play the next episode, I'll just connect the dots.
Yeah.
Because there's so much of it. But, like, you can't do that with a series where there's, like, 8 to 13 episodes.
No, you just can't. Okay, Adam, this is the one where you have nothing going in.
Yeah, I'm completely... I'm going in.
Warner Brothers... Put this in quotes, possible corruption. Maybe. So there was a report was written by someone at The Wrap, and they apparently have an insider at Warner Brothers. And pretty much the story says that this is all relating to Justice League, by the way, and what the hell happened. And it's pretty crazy. If this is true, I mean, there's a possibility it's not. If it is, it's fucking crazy. So apparently many of the execs wanted to fire Zack Snyder from Justice League way before they went into production, but they realized it would just be too much controversy, too much money to hire on a new director, because they just were not happy with the reception with Batman v Superman, and can you blame them?
I don't think Zack Snyder's really, in my opinion, not really that good of a director.
I think he's visually good at...
Yeah.
He's good at visuals, but directing is not...
It's not all visuals.
No, it's not all visuals.
There's more than one thing that goes into that, and I think like because of the early films that he did, like 300.
Yeah.
That like people have this really high opinion of him that he's not really that. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I don't think he's that really deserving of that high of an opinion.
No, I really don't. I mean, he's nowhere near like when people are like, we want Zack Snyder over Joss Whedon. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, Joss Whedon wasn't like the biggest director, but I mean, he apparently
like Joss Whedon makes his own mistakes.
He does.
I got my own beast with Joss Whedon.
But apparently, Joss Whedon was already kind of in the folds of Warner Brothers, and they were like, we want you to do this more like DC. So Zack Snyder was apparently under like a ridiculous amount of pressure because they couldn't decide like where to take this fucking movie. They were like, it's going to cost too much, so we'll keep Zack Snyder even though we won't want him. But we want him to do a sequel, but we want you to make it like this Joss Whedon style, like an Avengers thing. And so apparently he was just under a crazy amount of pressure. And then when the horrible accident happened with his family, he was already under a lot of stress, so he's like, I can't do this anymore.
I'm not trying to say that this is like the truth, but Warner Brothers has been shady for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the pop musicians and rappers and shit that just mysteriously die suddenly, like Prince, Michael Jackson.
Oh, you're going
Tupac.
to conspiracy theories now?
Yeah, I'm like, a lot of them are actually in legal battles with record companies like Warner Brothers at the time of their death.
Huh. I didn't know you were that type of person, Adam.
I'm just saying that, like, it's a little coincidental and it happens too frequently.
Okay. But that's actually not the big problem. That, this stuff here with them not wanting to have Zack Snyder, this isn't actually the part that I'm saying is rumored. This is actually kind of the stuff that's known.
Yeah.
This is the part that's... What? So there's a really crazy rumor going on, and this part's probably true, that AT&T will be merging with Warner Brothers and taking over it in 2018. Okay. So it was...
Why? AT&T is an incredibly shitty company.
Well, apparently they're taking it over. They're merging. I don't know why.
Well, but, I mean, goodbye DC Film Universe. You kind of already sucked anyways.
But here's the problem that I'm starting to get a little like, it just goes deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole here, because so with rumors that was circulating that
I mean, this is happening already. There's already precedents for that. Comcast merged with NBC Universal.
Yeah. So it's people aren't discussing that, but they just haven't publicly come out and said.
Yeah. It. I mean, I can guarantee you that all this shit is against really old monopoly law, but wealthy companies and people don't have to follow the law here in the United States.
Apparently not. And so a lot of the WB people wanted to push Justice League back into 2018.
Yeah.
Because the tragedy with Zack Snyder, they gave Joss Whedon 6 months to finish everything up, and that's production, the CG, everything about it. And that's
probably wasn't enough time.
No, it definitely wasn't enough time, and you can clearly see in the movie the CG is just really off on some of the scenes, and Joss Whedon, I honestly think, did a great job for what he was handed to do 6 months and shoot almost half a fucking movie again.
Yeah,
that's But the reason why they wanted to give it more time to work on it, and so the chairman and CEO of Warner Brothers, Kevin Tsujihara, so this is what the rumor, would not let Justice League go into 2018, because if it came out in 2017, the box office result would go directly into his personal bonus. So,
again, none of this shit, like, if you know anything about Warner Brothers or other companies, again, this can even go back to Electronic Arts and shit.
Yeah, but I mean, if this is true,
normal corporate behavior.
I know, but if that's really shady, underhanding stuff. And he's probably like, I don't even know if I'll have a job in 2018 with this merger. Especially because of how bad this DC fuck-up has been. And so he undermined the own property.
Yep.
Just so that he can get a little bit of a bonus.
Yep. And I'm guessing it's probably under $3 million that he's going to make.
Well, especially, I doubt he'll make shit off of this. How bad the box office came out of it.
Let me tell you something. Corporate executives always get their bonus, even if they end up not paying low-level employees. That is the way this country is.
To me. This is insane.
Yeah.
Like, if this merger happens, that whole thing needs wiped. They need to clean the slate on that.
They need to get a new Batman because
they're gonna be doing they're gonna have to wait because Aquaman comes out at the end of the year and they already filmed and shot that, so they're gonna release that. I just think that's insane that someone would underhand the development.
I would recast Wonder Woman as well.
I think if you reboot it, you have to cast, you have to recast everybody.
I don't think you have to.
Well, I think if you're going to say, we're not connected to this DC universe anymore, you have to. And so what I think they'll do is maybe do Aquaman, see how that does. That might do okay.
Again,
and then do Wonder Woman 2 and then be like, we're done.
This goes back to something that we've talked about multiple times on this show. And is that even though DC is an older company, they're actually behind Marvel in life experience, if you want to call it that. If you remember, Marvel was going through bankruptcy in the 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
They had
that's why Fox has rights to X-Men and
exactly.
Sony had Spider-Man.
They sold a lot of stuff, and they also learned what they were doing wrong. They've already learned all that shit. They had the superhero films that they rebooted 17 fucking times already.
Well, I think
Marvel's already gone through that process. I think DC is going through that process now.
They're seeing the fuck-ups that they're doing?
Yeah, they're finally having that experience where they have to, reorganize and rebrand themselves.
I think they were just trying to play a little catch-up, and I don't disagree that a lot of errors were made. A lot of errors were made. But it's Kevin Tsujihara, if this is found out, if they do any investigation is true, oh my god, he's so fucking out of there. Especially if this merger thing.
I mean, I wouldn't count him as industry blackballed because these kind of people move around all the time.
Really?
Yeah, they're all fucking buddies. They're all stroking each other behind the curtain.
It just seems insane to me that something like that he would honestly just destroy any possibilities just because of a little bonus. It's insane to me, I think. You're
talking about people that climb the corporate ladder to CEO status. They're fucking sociopaths.
I guess so. I guess there's truth.
They don't give a shit about you or what the fan base thinks or what the original creators of this content think.
Mm-hmm.
You think they care what Bob Kane and what the fuck is the other guy's name?
Bill Finger.
Yeah, you think they care what they think about what they're doing with Batman? They don't give a fuck.
No. I'm glad you at least remembered Bill Finger.
Yeah, well, he's on the list now, so you might as well respect that.
Yeah, he's on all the creative things now. So,
yeah, we have Bill Finger to thank for not having a yellow Batman.
Yeah.
So,
or anything else that you like about Batman.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Batman was originally supposed to be a guy on a hang glider.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That was Bob Kane's idea, and he's like, nah, you should just give him a cape and cowl.
Yeah, fuck. Can you imagine how bad what a
it was
yellow Batman?
It was like yellow, green, and red.
Yeah, what the fuck?
The
whole reason DC still exists to this day.
You need to watch that documentary.
Other than Superman, is because of Bill Finger.
Yes, if you like anything about Batman,
you have Bill Finger to thank.
Yeah, you have Bob Kane to thank for marketing it really well. That's about it.
Yeah.
But okay, that's it. All we got. That's it for the show, Adam. We don't have any more topics to go over.
Yeah, I guess.
It was a pretty successful show for a second week.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Well, you got anything else to add before we sign off?
Fuck corporations.
Very good. Fuck corporations. Fuck EA.
Fuck EA.
Fuck Warner Brothers.
Activision
Blizzard.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, let's just fuck them all.
Comcast.
Verizon.
AT&T.
AT&T. Not if AT&T cleaned house at Warner Brothers, but still fuck them a little bit.
Yeah, fuck them a little bit. Time Warner. Charter Cable. Let's see. Fuck Agit Pie at the FCC. fuck a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good way to end the show.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to share this video if you think anybody else would be interested in the show. If you like our videos, give us a like up. That's always super helpful. And subscribe
on YouTube.
On YouTube, or follow
Probably the
us
most helpful.
Yeah, or follow us on Twitter or our Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, what's the GTAS podcast on Facebook? If you look it up.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's facebook.com / I want to say.
Okay.
I don't remember which one it is.
/
It's one of the
GTAS podcast.
GTAS podcast.
And then that's the same thing for the Twitter
Same
account.
thing for Twitter. Twitter.com / GTAS podcast.
One
thing I wanted to add, I'm probably going to put on the Facebook page 2 videos about net neutrality.
Okay.
That were made by Young Ya, who's another games journalist. Probably one of the best, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Send me that link and I'll put it on the Twitter page too.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's a good link. The video is about 10 minutes long, and it explains all the type of shit that you're about to start dealing with.
And I also will be placing a link at the bottom of in the details of where our Facebook and our Twitter page is. So.
Okay, yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a good day. Until next time, farewell.
All right, thanks. Bye.